everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight we're going to have some fun because we are going to do some silhouette stamping, but I have a fun little twist on this technique, which I think you're going to love. I was trying to figure out what was in the screen here, and it turns out that it's my die cutting machine, so we'll just push that over there. Oh, I'm excited about tonight's live, and I am so glad that all of you are here. I want to say a big shout out to Brianne Loveland for being in the chat. Brianne will be helping to link any of the products that I use tonight, and we appreciate you always being here, Brianne. And before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Silhouette, silhouette, silhouette. Remember that song?
I do remember that song.
Silhouette.
It's an oldie.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Glad you could join us here. I am better than horrible. Good to be here in the dead space.
And you know what? I forgot to share our live in our Facebook group, so I'm going to do that right now. It'll just take me a second.
So, silhouettes with a twist. Is there any actual twisting of stamps going on?
No twisting of stamps going on, that's for sure.
Okay, I was picturing that.
You might remember this one because it does have a little bit of a shard appearance to it.
Oh, shardness.
Yes, yes. So for those of you that are new, Tom made we celebrated our 200,000 subscribers with a special live where Tom made a card. And he shared a technique that's nothing like this technique, but the end result has a similar look to it. So I think this one will appeal to you, Tom.
All kinds of Tom shardery going on.
And don't go anywhere because I have to show you a gift that we got.
Okay.
We got a gift from Mindy Egan, and if Mindy's out there tonight, hello, Mindy. Mindy got us custom Funko Pops.
Wow.
This is you and me.
Look, we're there, and I have my guitar, and you have your
fruit salad.
Fruit salad bottle. Big bottle of fruit salad.
A big bottle of fruit salad. Aren't they adorable?
Yes, that's us taking on the world.
It's a one-off, too, so it's a special limited edition. One of one. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. Thank you, Mindy.
It's so cute. So I'm not taking them out of the box because I think that they're like a collector's item. We got to keep them forever. We'll pass them down to our kids. Since I've spent all our money on craft supplies, so that's all we have to give them.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, well, shall we get started with tonight's video?
Let's.
Okay, so the stamp set that I'm going to use tonight is this one right here. This is from our brand new card kit called Spring Things, and this is one of the stamp sets from that card kit, and it's called Courtyard Silhouettes. Now, if you don't have this silhouette stamp set, of course you can make this card with other silhouette stamps, but it's always fun, you know, when you have something new and you want to play with it, to have a video and a new technique that you can mix and match with it. And I know thousands of you already got this kit, and almost all of them have shipped. So I think by tomorrow we'll have all of the kits shipped for everybody. So if you didn't get your kit, there are still a handful of them left, and you can pick one up if you like. There's so many good things in this kit. But this is going to be fun to use tonight. Now, I think for one of my cards, I'm going to use this image here, and I'm going to use one of our ovals dies. So I'm going to pick a die that curves in a similar way to this stamp because I want to do kind of a cool inking technique, but I want that curvature to look the same. Now for this one, you could definitely use a circle. If you wanted to do this one instead, you could use a circle. So you can do this technique with either one of these using a circle die or an oval die. These are from our single-stitched and double-stitched ovals, and we also have our single-stitched and double-stitched circles. And the cool thing about these, if you're new to Gina K Designs, you may not know this, but Our single-stitched ovals are a little bit bigger than our double-stitched, and same with the circles. The single-stitched are a little bit bigger. But when you cut them both out, they layer together to give you the shadow layer. So you can use them singly, or you can blend them together. Hey, Jennifer. All right, so good to see you. Good to see you, Mindy. So I saw Mindy make a comment that her husband thought of this idea. I just want to show these to you up close because look how cute they are. So for any of you that are just joining us, because I just saw a whole bunch of people join us, Mindy Egan sent us this. She had Funko Pops made of Tom and I. So this is a one-of-one collector's edition. And there's Tom with his guitar playing relaxing music. And here's me with my fruit salad. Yes, so so Mindy, tell your husband it was a great idea. We loved it. Okay, so to start this card tonight, what I'm going to do is I am going to get my paper cutter and I'm going to get a masking magic sheet. Now you can use Post-it notes for this or any other kind of masking magic that, or any other masking paper that you have. I'm going to use our masking magic for this because it's super fun to use and very, very easy. And I'm going to trim this down to be the same size as our Master Layouts 2. So that would be 4 3/4 of an inch by 3.5 inches. So that's about the same size as our Master Layouts 2. Now I'm going to try to make 2 of these for you tonight, 2 different ideas, but I'm starting with the more difficult one. So this way, you know, if we have time at the end, and I think we will have time at the end, we'll get to make a second one. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, again, look at whatever stamp set that you're going to use. And if you're going to use an oval or a circle, try to find something in your silhouette stamps that has a bit of a curve to it. So I think what I'm going to do for this one, I might use the double stitched. No, that's too big. I think I'll use the single stitched one. This one will probably work pretty well. And that'll give me a little bit of room to add my greeting in that empty space. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down on my masking magic and I'm going to center it here. And then I'm going to look at this because I want to make sure that when I actually go to stamp that I'm not stamping off of this piece of cardstock. And that looks pretty good. See how I'm still going to be stamping inside this size because I'm going to put this on top of my piece of cardstock that I'm going to cut with Master Layouts 2. So I'm going to center it just a tiny bit better. And I think that'll still work. And I'm going to tape it down. I'm going to tape down the masking magic with some masking magic. All right. Okay. So, I know they're so cute. All right, now I'm going to keep this centerpiece because if I wanted to do something where I wanted the center of my card to be white and I wanted ink blending all around it, I can use this piece of masking magic to mask off an oval in the center. So I'll keep that for something else, but I'm going to use this piece tonight. Then I'm going to cut, let me get my dies back over here. I'm going to cut one of the dies from Master Layouts 2, and it's going to be the stitched one because that is the same size as this piece of masking magic. And welcome everyone. It's great to see all of you here. Now I am going to get a piece of white cardstock. I finally replenished my cardstock. And I'm just going to cut this off the screen for a second because I don't have a lot of space in front of me with my die cutting machine. And I don't want to take it down just to have to bring it right back to cut this. So I'll just cut this off to the side here. And I am going to cut this using the rectangle die from Master Layouts 2. All right. And then while I have the die cutting machine out, I'm going to cut another Master Layouts 2 panel for my second card that I want to make tonight. I'm doing a little prep work here with you guys. And Tom, I didn't even ask you, do you have a word of the day today?
Sort of. Let me say that. Sort of a wordish, phrase-ish of the day.
Wordish. Oh, we never know what Tom's going to do, so that just makes it
pretty
more
bad.
fun. It's pretty bad?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm excited. Can't wait for a bad wordish of the day. And now I'm going to take the larger rectangle from Master Layouts 2, and I'm going to get a piece of black cardstock. I'm going to cut this in half first. I know I could cut those rectangles out of the larger piece. However, whenever I'm using a big die like this, I like to actually angle my cardstock a little bit and have one point going in first. And that's hard to do with a half sheet of cardstock. So we're just going to cut these two out, and then we'll be done with our die cutting except for our greetings at the end. I can tell that I have to clean the bottom of my intercut. The feet must be dusty because it's moving around a little bit, and normally the suction is really good. So if you ever have trouble and you feel like your intercut isn't sucking to the table, hi Karen Hightower, all you have to do is take a little alcohol wipe and clean the bottom of your intercut feet. It's also good to clean the bottom of your ink stands too, these little feet too. Anything that's like silicone, if it gets a lot of dust on it, it starts moving around. And there's nothing wrong with the product, it's just you have dust on there, and so it doesn't have the same grip. Okay, well, I'm going to put the die cutting machine away for a minute, and I'm going to put it over here. Alrighty, now let's see if we can line this up onto this piece. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here.
Got a question here. Tom, why would the printing on my platform come off?
Printing on what platform?
Yeah, I don't know.
On your Misty?
And even if I knew, I wouldn't know.
So, it could be the like this platform here, this. If you rub that with alcohol, it might come off, if that's what you're talking about. Any printing that's actually printed with an ink on something, it can come off with alcohol. So if you've cleaned it with alcohol or any abrasives, that might be why it came off. However, it's not going to hurt it, and it doesn't really matter which side you use, so I wouldn't worry about it. But that's the only thing that I can think of that would make that come off, would either be some alcohol or some kind of harsh cleaning. Okay, so I'm lining this up on the two corners there, and once I get that lined up, then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to tap it across like this. And that's going to make sure that I don't get any wrinkles, and it's going to, now it should just kind of like rest on there. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time. There we go. Okay. So now that we have this in place here, and I do want to make sure that I have it kind of tight around the perimeter so no ink seeps in there. I hope that answered the question, and I hope we got the right question. Mildred, that was lucky. Mildred said that I line up things so easily and I make it look easy. That was a little bit lucky, honestly. Some nights, you're on. Other nights I'll be, playing around with that, and it'll take me a half an hour to get it on there. I got lucky tonight. So now I'm going to lay this in the center, and I am going to get some Masking Magic strips now. So Masking Magic strips, is there another cutting mat? I'm not sure what that question was there, Tom. All right.
Is there another cutting mat I could use until your cutting mat comes in?
The only one that might work is the Magic Mat by scrapbook.com. You could try that. But I know that ours is on the way. So if there's any way that you can hold on and wait for the one that is designed to go with the machine, I would say try to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to use these 1/8 of an inch Masking Magic strips, and I am going to create some little lines, and see how easy that tears? Can you see that? I think you can see that right there, how it goes across. All right, and I am going to place these in all kinds of weird directions, like this. All right, and then I'm going to do one this way. I don't know if this one's going to be long enough, but it might be. Yep, it is. So see what I'm doing here? I'm just going in haphazard any which way. Okay, I'll do one that goes this way. And I'm just lining it up so that it rests on the last piece of Masking Magic. All right, so it is attached to the Masking Magic.
Is that one up that you did before that one going all the way over?
What do you mean?
The last one you did before that one.
Yeah, they're all...
It goes over and makes a straight line all the way. It looks like there's a space between it and... right on the corner.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, you're right. Good eye, Tom. Good eye. Let's move. See that? I'll just keep this one for something smaller. Okay. So good eye. All right. So we're gonna. And here's another thing that you can do. You can take a pair of scissors and you can just cut it on an angle like that, so it kind of fits in there better. Good eye. And I could keep these for, as it gets a little bit bigger, you need bigger strips, but we have so many of these strips on here. Now this one I'm gonna like go down this way. I want it to be really like all over the place. Wait to see the way this looks though. This is super cool. And then let's do one this way. Okay, keep looking, Tom. Make sure that I'm on track here. And then we'll do one that comes up from here. Let's just cut an angle. Just do them anywhere. Like, I'm not really planning this out. As you can see, I'm just going in any which direction. Does this bring to mind your shards, Tom?
Yes, you're working pretty hard there.
Harder than your shard card?
It can be sharduous sometimes.
Oh no. Okay, this one I'm going to take from here and I'm going to finish it on this one. So I'm going to cut it. And then we'll just put one right in here and we'll just put it on a little bit of an angle like that. Okay. I think that's going to be kind of cool. Should I do one more? Let's do one more. Let's do a skinny one right here. Like that. Okay.
Have you ever tried to drive through a neighborhood that has streets laid out like that?
Yes. Yes, I have. All right, so you guys see that, right? It's just all over the place. It's going to give us a really cool mosaic look. Now, let's pick some colors for this. So I'm thinking about doing this one in shades of orange, pink, and yellow. So we'll have some brightness in there. So let's pick Wild Dandelion. Let's pick a nice fun pink. Let's do Passionate Pink. And then let's do Sweet Mango. Sweet Mango. Those will be bright, fun colors, won't they? Okay, I think that'll be good for now. Let's start with just those three colors. Let me grab my little brush bucket. Okay, so let's start at the top with some sweet mango. Now we don't want to overlap, okay? You can if you want. If you want to just do a fade down this, that would look really cool too. You could just do like a rainbow ink blend down this whole thing and it would look beautiful. But I actually want to block things off a little bit. And I'm going to do one more block here just because I want to make sure that I don't get anything around the perimeter. And these Masking Magic strips are so awesome for this purpose. So I'm going to get some of these 1/2 inch ones and I'm just going to block off the sides. And I know that I'm putting this on my sticky mat, so it's like sticky on sticky on sticky. But, I mean, nothing's going to come up, right? I'm just going to cover these edges, because if I get a little crazy with the ink blending, you know, this will at least protect around the perimeter, because I don't want anything around the perimeter. Okay, so we're going to start with a Post-it note. And, Tom, what is your favorite color? Shard.
Chartreuse.
Oh, no.
That's from Shannon.
Chartreuse? That's great, Shannon. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this sweet mango, and I'm going to ink blend some sweet mango in here. Now, if you want, you could do a 2-color blend in each one of these. So let's say you wanted to go with sweet mango, but you wanted to darken around the edge. You could take a detail blending brush and like tangerine twist or tomato soup and darken around each one. I'm not going to get that crazy. I'm just going to, you know, keep it pretty simple. I'm going to leave this out. I have another inkstand here. Brienne, I'm going to have to order one more inkstand because I think I need at least 3 colors going. I know I have my white ones, but I did take them home. So, all right, and I'm going to use Passionate Pink next. So we want to be careful not to tear off our Masking Magic. And I'm going to block this off here. And then again, I'm going to block this one off. And now I'm going to use some Passionate Pink. So the brush bucket was something that we released last month during our new release. We did sell out of them. We have some brush buckets I think are still in stock, but the ones with the full kit did sell out, and we are waiting for a restock on our blending brushes to put those back in stock. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It comes with all 30 brushes, and it comes with this carousel that just snaps in the bottom, and you can put all your tools and stuff in the center. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off and this off. And now I'm going to do yellow here. So I'm going to save these 2 Post-it notes, but because I'm going to do yellow, I need fresh Post-it notes. I'm going to have just yellow Post-it notes for this. Because that ink, even though it's dry enough, it's still going to reactivate the ink that's on the Masking Magic, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to stick with a brand new one. Vicky, your husband wants his own brush bucket? That's awesome. I love that. Tom, you need a brush bucket.
I do.
For your next shard card. I love these colors together. The pink, the orange, the yellow. It just reminds me of a candy store. It's so bright and fun. And of course, you could just do a simple blend with these colors down the oval, and you wouldn't even have to worry. But it would still look great. But I think for this type of card, it is really fun to have the little spacing and make it feel like a mosaic. All right, so I'm going to just put this here, and this is going to be orange. Okay, here we go with the orange. I know I got a little orange in that pink, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. I should have blocked that off, but you're not going to really notice that. It's a pretty dark pink, a pretty vibrant pink, I should say. All right, so now we're working our way down. Let's put pink here. I'm just blocking off as I go. As you get into the middle, you definitely need several Post-it notes. And trying to remember which brush I used. But this is just fun. I mean, sometimes we need to just use our tools to have a little bit of fun. It's very relaxing. I'm very into bright colors these days. Who's ready for summer, spring? I wish spring would just get here in Wisconsin. It's been cold here. I know some people are having heat waves, so I should just be quiet. But okay, now I'm going to do this one here, and we're going to go with yellow on this one. Brienne, just start a cart for me. I definitely need at least one more inkstand, and I'll probably buy 3 more inkstands. This way, if I want to do a full rainbow, I have 5, and I don't have to keep opening and closing ink pads. All right, let's just make sure I don't pull anything up. Okay, now I'm going to do this one in orange. Tom, I know this is more complicated than your shard card, but when you see it...
Everything is more complicated than my shard card.
When you see it, you're going to fall in love with this card. And it's in your favorite colors in here, orange, so can't go wrong. All right. Get a little bright orange in here. Get yourself some Masking Magic strips if you haven't tried them yet, because I have to have 100 videos on my channel where I use Masking Magic strips. I use them in so many different ways. They are super fun. All right, here we're going to do yellow. And the reason why I'm picking yellow is because the other 2 colors around it are pink and orange. And that's how I'm deciding. I'm just looking at the other colors, and I'm trying not to put 2 colors that are the same next to each other. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I said pink. No, I said, what did I say? Pink, orange, yellow. I said yellow. See, I knew it'd be the one that I have to open and close. But that's all right. Alrighty. Ooh, I'm loving this already. I'm very excited about this. So let's make sure that that's down. Now, if any of your pieces start to pop up, just take another little piece of Masking Magic and you can just help them stay down. It doesn't matter if you cross over onto ones that are already done. It won't tear it. But we want to make sure. So if I put pink here, I want to put, all right, I'm going to put pink here, and then I might have to divide that one up. We'll see. Because I'm just trying to keep colors touching each other different. Just for more drama. It really won't hurt if they're the same, though, because you are going to have the white space in between. But pink. I think I said pink. I hope I said pink. Did I say pink, Tom?
You did.
I don't even listen to myself sometimes. You ever do that? You're talking to yourself and you got it all figured out, and then you're like, what did I just even think? All right. Now, I'm going to do a tiny little dividing piece right here. So I can do pink there. Oh, I can't wait to take this masking magic off.
I kind of like the little white spaces in between too. They look cool.
Oh, wait till you see it when I take the thing off. When I take the masking magic off. It's going to look so cool. Do you mean the little tiny white spaces?
Yeah, just the way it looks right now.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Okay. This one will be yellow and this one will be orange. So let me go with the yellowest Post-it note that I have. I know you guys want to try this. You have to try it. I gotta clean everything. I've got dust everywhere. So yellow and orange. Do that there and here. And we'll go with our sweet mango. Okay, now we get to peel and reveal. Okay, this is very cool. All right, so let's first take our masking magic. Well, we'll take these big strips off first. These are gonna pull. You know what? I better just get this out of the way. We all see what's coming with me having blending brushes and open ink pads.
It looks like an abstract of an ice skater.
Of a what?
Ice skater.
This looks like an ice skater?
An abstract of
like,
an ice skater.
Kind of going like...
Yeah.
Like a
going
speed skater?
From left to right.
This is... All this did...
Sorry.
This didn't do anything... like fancy. This just prevented any edges that weren't covered with the piece of masking magic from getting ink on them.
Debbie wants to know, is Gina's favorite wine Chardonnay?
It's Tom's favorite wine.
Wow.
They are good tonight, aren't they? Okay, so I'm going to peel all of this off together with this piece of masking magic. Let's see if I can just grab a corner. All right, ready? Here we go. Ready for the reveal? Oh, let me get my hand out of the way. Here we go.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? Oh, that's so fun. It's a mosaic. Ooh, I love it. So would I keep this? No. You know, I keep a lot of things, but I'm not going to keep that. That just feels like too much to me to keep. But you can keep some masking magic. Like if you're going to use the same colors over and over again, you can keep strips. But masking magic isn't really that expensive, so to me it's a little bit it's just a little bit overkill. Okay, so now I'm going to put this in my MISTI, and I am going to position this stamp right into place here.
That is a mosaic.
So that one looks good. This one would also look good. You could do it in the center. You could do it off to the side, but I like the density of this one. This one's nice and dense. So we're going to put that just on the side there, like that. And I want to look at it again so I can see through here to see if I like the way that's positioned. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's going to look good. All right. Yeah, I agree. The first design is better. This design is better. Now we're going to get some black Onyx ink. Yeah, the modern vibe, right? It's got a kind of a modern vibe. Make sure I don't have any black here. I'm just going to really like press this down onto this grippy mat so it doesn't move, because I'm going to have to stamp this more than once, I think. And if you're worried about this not being dry enough yet, you know, you could wait before you stamp, but I think that it's probably dry enough. We'll see. Oh, that's so pretty. Just gonna hit that area where it was a little shallow. Look at that. Isn't that fun? It's so different than our usual just plain ink blending that goes down, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like you guys said, a modern kind of vibe. I like that. Okay, now for our greeting for this one, I'm going to use, I think I'll do Happy Birthday because this is a super bright fun card, and I'm going to cut it out with, it reminds you, okay, Diane said it reminds her of a dress she had in the 70s. It does have a 70s like comforter vibe or fabric-y vibe or those cool bell-bottom pants, right? Are we showing our age? So I'm going to make this a happy birthday card because this is just too fun and bright for it to be like a sympathy card or even a thinking of you card. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to grab a little piece of cardstock here. Mod, very mod. I agree.
There's a lot more action in that card than your standard silhouette card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't feel like silhouette cards usually feel kind of peaceful, but this is just more bright and fun. I am going to die cut this greeting out though because it's a delicate greeting and you probably wouldn't even see it on this one unless you die cut it because there's just too much going on. Now, if we had used all really, really light pastel colors, oh, I had a goober on there and it kind of smeared, so I'll stamp it again. It's all right. But if you did this in like super light pastels, like maybe you used lemon drop and you used lovely lavender, and those colors are so soft that you might be able to stamp even a finer detailed greeting like this on there and you would still be able to see it really well. But you can see how delicate this is. So I like the idea of having the white space behind it to really make it stand out. Okay, so I'm going to put that one aside for a second, and let's start our second card. I'll stamp another greeting once we make the second one, and then we can assemble the cards at the end. Alrighty, now for the next card, I'm going to take this same thing, and I'm going to put it on my sticky mat. I like that font too. I'm glad that you guys like it. It's different than a lot of the things that we've done. Look how inky I am already. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go with a completely different color palette. I'm going to use, let's go with Jelly Bean Green. We'll do some Applemint. Jelly Bean was right where I am. Applemint. We'll do two blues. Let's pick Sea Glass and Powder Blue. And then we have to do a purple. So let's go with light lilac, but we might darken that just a little bit and go with medium lilac. We'll see how it looks. Okay, now for this one, I want to create a border around the perimeter. So again, with the Masking Magic strips, I'm going to use the 1/4 inch strips. How did I lose a whole pack of Masking Magic strips? Well,
just water. Here. Just water in the tidy towel, tater tot. Question she had about
the tidy towel?
Yeah.
How to clean it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just water. You can throw it in the wash though. I throw mine in the wash with Tom's clothes. No problem at all. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take these 1/4 inch strips and we're going to just mask off the edges right around the perimeter. Because we want to block off the perimeter here. Okay. Same on this side. I always keep these just, you know, for those times where you just need a little piece. Like it was good to have that one when it was popping up. Sometimes I do them with my clothes. Sometimes. Okay, now I'm not really going to go all the way up to the top of this card, but if we have some like accident where I slip and fall and the blending brush hits up there and we have to do a modified version, at least we know that this is protected. Now we're going to go back to those 1/8 inch strips and we're going to start on an angle right here. So we're just going to do an angle right there. And we'll do an angle over here, like that. Okay. Now we'll do another one. We'll kind of come in a little bit like this. Actually, I'm going to just trim that off on an angle so that it's easier to attach to this. And then we'll come up like that. Now we'll do one that we'll cut another angle here. And we'll do one that kind of comes across a little bit more straight across, like that. Then we're going to come in like kind of high on this side, kind of making an L, but not really an L. A loose L. Let's go ahead and grab that. Okay. Now we'll do another one. Kind of here.
No, Mary, we do not sell the reinkers in any kind of set, right, Gina?
Right. Just single colors.
And Tammy has a request for Electropop ink, Electropop colors sometime.
Oh, to do Electropop? I can definitely do that, but I will tell you, I have lots of videos on my channel using the Electropop inks and all kinds of ink blending and negative stenciling and stuff with them, and it's amazing. So all you have to do is go to my channel, click on the little magnifying glass on the channel if you're watching on your desktop, and then that gives you an opportunity to search my channel. But you can also do it anywhere on YouTube and just type in Gina K Designs Neon Inks and a whole bunch of videos will come up. That's just so that like if you're kind of desperate for something and you want to watch something now, there's a lot of them. All right, so I think I want to look at this with the stamp set because I'm thinking of using this one right here. And I think that will be pretty good because I want a little white space. So I think I'm going to stop there. So can you kind of see the direction that this went in? So not a ton of spaces, but enough to at least get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we'll add one more color. We'll see. Okay, so let's start here on this one. We'll start down here. And we're going to make this one Applemint. So I'm going to do a different color for each box. Yeah, I know it's hard to see because it's white on white, but that's the only way you can really do this technique. So it kind of has to be white on white. So we're kind of at the mercy of the camera. But once you see the peel and reveal, you can see what happened, so you kind of are able to understand how that was set up then, how all the strips were set up. You know what? I'm a little nervous over here. I'm just going to do this. I don't think I have to worry, but you know me. There's a chance. There's always a chance. Okay. We got that one. Part of the fun of this is that the white lines in between and that graphic look. And what's really cool is while this is drying, the other one is drying, you'll see how smooth the ink blending got too. I'm going to show you that in a couple seconds. All right, now over here, let's do a blue. So I'm just going to, I'm not afraid to use Post-it notes. I bought all these Post-it notes for crafting. Let's go ahead and use powder blue over here. So I've got a blue blending brush, and I don't want it to be super dark, and I don't know what's on this brush. I should have tested it first, but I think this is fine. I actually think it was powder blue was the last color I used on here because I made a different card with the kit using powder blue.
Lisa wants to know if you lie awake every night thinking of all these ideas.
You know, sometimes I have dreams about stuff, and I bet you guys do too, right? You have a dream and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to try that and see if it works. And sometimes they do. And other times that dream was fantasy world and it doesn't work at all. But yes, this actually was just something that I was laying in bed and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to use masking magic this way? And then I tried it and it worked. All right, for this one, we're going to do a purple. So we're going to use the the light lilac. Now, see this here? I know I'm going to get something in there. So I'm going to cover that right there because I just don't trust myself. So let's go ahead and use the light lilac and we'll see if it's dark enough. It's got a lot of blue in it. Light lilac is a very blue, it's a powdery purple. But it works so nicely with the medium and the dark lilac. And those purples aren't quite as blue as the light. I like this color. I think we're going to stick with this. We'll do one more purple though, I think, and we'll do a reddish purple, like the medium lilac or even wild lilac would work. But this one is very periwinkle purple. But I like these colors together. I saw somebody say that Applemint's like a new favorite of theirs. Yeah, Applemint is a favorite of mine too, and it never gets a lot of love for some reason, and then when I do it, I'm like, why don't I use this all the time? This is such a great color.
You always have to use at least one color that matches what you're wearing.
Yes, look at me. All right, I'm going to go with a green here. Or I could go with a turquoise. No, I'll go with a green. We'll do the jelly bean this time. I'm going to use the same blending brush. Why not? Do I trust myself? No. This has definitely got more yellow in it. We needed a yellowy thing there. Oh, I love blues and greens together. Okay. So now up here, let's do sea glass. I'm going to use a different Post-it note because I don't want to get any green or purple in my sea glass. There we go. And then this this is okay if I just put this right here to cover. Okay, so we're going with sea glass now.
Zeus is around here somewhere.
He is somewhere.
Haven't seen him, though.
A lot of times he comes in later in the video. He's exploring right now. He's exploring the office. My office, probably, or your office, Tom. We have everybody else's offices closed. We don't let him anywhere else. Okay, so one more color, and I think that's going to be a little bit of a more reddish purple. So I'm going to cover this here. And I'm going to keep going up like that. Put one here and here. And then let's use, let's just go with Wild Lilac, because that's a totally different purple. You could use medium lilac too, but let's go with Wild Lilac. Let's just go wild. I'm going to use this brush because this looks like it might have a little bit more wild. Ooh, that's a lot of ink. Okay. See how this is more like a reddish purple, where the other one had a lot more blue. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Alrighty, now let's do the peel and reveal. I really feel like after doing something like this, I should just go wash my hands. But this is cool. Tom, you getting your shard feel in here?
I am.
Okay, so we could take all of this off at once. Again, by just taking these Masking Magic strips off, and this is just going to pull everything with it.
Pat wants to know, how can you keep ink blending from being blotchy? I really need advice.
Well, I would say definitely start a little bit off of the paper first, and then don't forget to give it a chance to smooth out, because when you first look at it, you might be a little disappointed, but it will smooth out if you use Gina K ink, because we have a smoothing agent in our ink. I can't speak for other inks, but ours definitely has a smoothing agent. And watch some of my ink blending videos where I talk about ink blending. I missed a little spot here, so I'm just going to block this off. Watch some of my ink blending videos and where I talk about ink blending and how you start off the actual paper itself. You see down here, that's where I'm going to fill in right in there. Just was a little rough.
Is this blending rehab?
Let's see if I can get that in there. There might be something on the paper there. I think there is. I think there's something on the paper. I don't know what it is, but we're just going to not worry about it because it's better than horrible, and we're going to leave it. And when you stamp on there, it's going to look cool. Now, you could see some of these inks look a little blotchy right now, but look how this one smoothed out. It just smooths out once you let it sit for a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to get my Misty, and you put these away. Get my Misty. But I have a lot of videos on my channel that really go into detail about ink blending. Oh, hello, Zeus. See him back there in his little kitty bed. And so I'm going to just put this right here so that it just rests like right onto the edge here. I could also do this one. Nah, let's do this one. Let's do this one. Okay. And we're going to go off the side here and off the bottom here. Now, I have other silhouette stamps that would work really nicely for this design. I wonder if I could get one. Tom, I'll tell you what. Let me go get a stamp set that I think would work. And you go ahead and do your word of the day. How does that sound?
Word of the day?
Yeah.
All right. So you don't mind missing my word of the day, huh?
I'll listen. I'll just be right out here.
All right. It's time for word of the day. Here we go.
Oh, hey, hooray. Let's laugh it up. Don't delay. Word of the day. It's here to stay.
Okay. Today's riddle time. I've got rapid fire riddles for the word of the day segment. Okay. We're doing riddles.
We're doing riddles? I couldn't
Yes.
find it, so I'm going to use something else.
Oh my.
No problem.
Can I help?
No.
All right. So, rapid fire riddles for word of the day segment. What is Gina's favorite backyard bird?
My favorite backyard bird?
And backyard bird color? Of course, it would be cardinal. Cardinal. Okay, I know. Okay.
Okay.
What is the loudest color?
What's the loudest color?
The loudest color, of course, is yellow.
Oh my gosh.
And what do you get if Apple Computer buys the farm?
What do you get if Apple Computer buys the farm?
A-I-A-I-O.
Okay, they're all really good. I like them.
You don't have to.
That's really
Words
funny, though.
of the day. I have one more word of the day
Okay,
that is
good.
most appropriate here in this situation. I just have to type it in
Okay.
because I know wasn't spectacular. These are all examples of
Here we go, guys. Buckle up.
okay, these are all examples of dead space, thin spirations.
They are a little thin.
Thin spirations back to the dead space in a hurry. Thank you. I gotta go.
Well, thank you, Tom. That was really quite fun. All right. I did find the stamp set that I wanted to use. So I do think that first flower would work as well. But I think the Autumn Silhouettes flower is going to work just a little bit better on here, because it's got a little bit of a side profile. So I'm going back to a stamp set from many moons ago. And I'm going to use this one. So we'll see what we can get out of this. That was pretty funny, Tom. Yellow. Love it. Okay. But I am going to use a greeting from this set because I do love the greetings on this set.
Well, I didn't show the word for cardinal. There's cardinal. Card. Thin spirations.
Thin spirations. All right, let's get another layer in here.
Even Zeus said, I'm out of here.
Did he leave?
Yeah, I can't handle this. Nothing here. Nothing here for me.
Nothing here for Zeus. That's pretty funny. It's pretty funny when your cat leaves. It's like, I'm out. Okay, I love the way this looks. This looks so cool. I love it. And I purposely went outside the lines on the two sides, but if you feel better about going right up to the edge, you can do that, and that would look really good too. But I really like the way this one looks. And so I'm going to pick another greeting for this. Now this one, I feel like it could stand, because of the colors, it could stand a more somber greeting if you wanted to. Or at least something that maybe isn't quite as like, woo, happy birthday. Maybe just a thinking of you. So let's see what we have. Now, I know the stamp set's around here somewhere. Here we go. So why don't we do even So Very Grateful? Because there's always a place for a thank you card. And I do have a sample using that first stamp that some of you said, oh, I like that one though. I like the one from the new set. I do have one to show you with that. Is he back?
You locked him out.
Oh, I locked him out. Poor boy. He probably followed me. He's my little shadow. He follows me all over the house. Okay, so we're going to use this Happy Birthday and this So Very Grateful, and we're going to cut those out. And then I do have one more sample in this same color palette to show you with this stamp right here. Oh, yeah, he was following me. And then I locked him out. What a mean mom.
Somebody told him the word of the day was over.
Yeah. He was like, oh, good. I'm coming back. That's funny. Okay. So now let's go ahead and die cut those greetings, and we'll turn these into some quick cards here. All right, I think I'm zoomed in way too close for sure. There we go. Might have to vote on some cardstock colors for these. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I do know I want to get my black ink pad out of the way, though. All right, now to locate the die set for this stamp set, I should have it with the stamp set, and I do. It's on the other side. I keep my stamps and dies together in the same pocket so that I don't get too nervous when I'm trying to locate them. But let's see. I think that's Happy Birthday. That is not Happy Birthday. That's not even So Very Grateful. That's So Very... No. Oh my gosh. Let me just take everyone out first. There we go. So Very Grateful. And... is this Happy Birthday? No. So it must have been one of the other ones. I just had it like upside down weird. That Word of the Day song is catchy. It sticks in your brain, doesn't it? You can thank Tom for that.
It sticks in all kinds of places.
It sticks in my craw. Okay. All right. We got that taped down, and we'll just do this one. I'm going to take a chance and do them both together. Even if they're not perfect, as long as they're better than horrible. Alrighty, there we go. Let's cut them out. You know, we got him with the name Zeus. He came with the name, and we figured we're not going to change his name because, you know, he's going to be 2 tomorrow. It's his birthday. And I thought, you know, he's almost 2, so we should probably just keep his name. He probably knows it, but we didn't keep his name. We renamed him Goose because Zeus is so regal, and he's definitely more of a goose than a Zeus. So his name on paper at the vet, his legal name, I guess, is Zeus, but We call him Goose. Goose is easier to say, too, by the way. All right, so I've got my greetings here. And let's go ahead and layer these up on these black panels. Now I can zoom in a little bit more. I feel like I was really...
Even that name goes through quite the variety.
Yes, I've got ink everywhere. I got to clean this up for 1 second, guys, because I've got ink everywhere. Yes. We all do that, though. Tell me I'm not alone. We name our pets. I named my kids things that I ended up not calling them. Rena's name is Brianna, and I think I called her Brianna once in her life. We name our pets, and then we call them silly names. We make up names. So Goose is like goose egg, gooseberry.
Goosebuster.
Goosebuster.
The Goosterdom.
Anything but Zeus. Why do we do that? I know I'm not alone. I know you all do it. All right. So I'm going to layer this together. I like these cards. And I'm going to layer this together. See, we're not alone, Tom. They all do it.
Shannon wants to know, well, I lost her here. Hold on. How did Rena end up with
the name
Rena,
Rena?
if that's not her name?
Because when we brought her home from the hospital, Alicia was only 2. And Alicia couldn't say Brianna, and she called her Barina. And she just couldn't say Brianna. And she kept saying Barina, Barina, Barina. And then she just shortened it to Rena. And then we all started calling her Rena. And then when she got a little older, I started calling her Brianna. And she said, I don't like that name. That's not what Alicia named me. And so Rena has stuck. And she is now Rena. And forever will be Arena. Okay. Now, I think, because we haven't used this color in a while, I just want to see what key lime looks like here.
One small example of how we never had control over anything.
It's so true. Can we use key lime tonight?
Love
we didn't
that.
get to use it the other night, Tom.
Oh, you've been thinking about that.
I've been wanting to use key lime for so long.
See, she gets an idea in her head, and it's like
It's like food, too. I do
Pizza.
that with food. Like if I want Chinese food or Mexican and we don't do it, I will be like, until we go, that craving won't go away. So
4
the key
days.
lime,
4 days later, I'll be like, you feel like Chinese? Yes!
Okay, so I have colors of cardstock that are not in the colors that I used, but I think they look really good. So I don't have key lime in here, but I think key lime looks good. And I don't have dusty rose in here, but I think dusty rose looks good. And I like that it's a little bit different because it brings in some extra color. So that's what I'm going to do with these.
Now, wait a minute. Why is that? Why does that work?
I don't know, but it does, doesn't it?
You don't know?
Well, I mean, I think it works because, well, first of all, I think it works because there's a lot of colors going on. And if you pick a color that's exactly the color of what's in here, it's going to favor one of those colors, and that's all you're going to see. For example, if I use Passionate Pink here, all you see is the Passionate Pink. Isn't that true? Isn't your eye drawn right to the Passionate Pink?
Yes.
Okay. But if I use this color, Dusty Rose, isn't your eye a little bit more evenly drawn to all the colors?
Yes.
Because it's not in there. It's not making your eye look at that. Same with this. I see all the colors. My eye actually isn't drawn to these greens as much as it's drawn to the other colors.
Wow.
But if I picked, I don't know, let's look at sea glass. If I picked sea glass, I don't know, this is ocean mist, so that didn't work. Let's pick powder blue. If I pick powder blue, I feel like my eye immediately gets drawn down here. It's like everything looks powder blue to me. But with key lime, I see everything. So it's just because the exact color's not in there that it doesn't draw your eye to that exact color. That's my theory, and I'm sticking with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
By the way, Zeus will always be a Zeus.
Yeah, he will always be Zeus.
Despite us having fun.
Yeah. Oh, why are people upset? They want him to be Zeus? He is Zeus. I get it.
Oh, no, people don't mind. It's, but it's just us having fun.
Yes.
He will always be a Zeus, even if he's a goose.
But Rena will never be a Brianna. Ever.
Unless she's in TSA.
Unless, yeah, that's the only time when she's trying to get on an airplane. She said when she gets married, she might change her first name legally, too, to Rena. I don't know. I think she had 1 year in school where she wanted to be Brianna. And then Alicia didn't like it, and so she didn't like it. Okay, so now we've got our key lime, and we've got our dusty rose. I feel like it makes the passionate pink just a nice different color. And like these are all very like fruity, juicy candy colors. And these are all a little bit more muted colors. Even that key lime appears a little bit more muted because of all the colors going on the inside. All right, so now we're going to make this one a happy birthday card. So we're going to just have that overlap a little bit. Let me bring that up just a little bit, like right there. And then So Very Grateful. I don't want to cover too much of the colors, but I still want to bring it down a little bit into the colors. So I'm going to stick with that. I still want to be able to see some of that purple. All right, so I'm going to put those on with some 1/4-inch foam squares. So who's going to try this? Anybody want to try this technique and get your masking magic strips out?
I would make a lot more aggressive shard angles. A lot more varied angles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Somebody does that.
Some really thin ones, but I'd probably use 4 packages of masking magic.
It's okay. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. Okay, so we've got our happy birthday there. Did I put that on straight? Yeah, it's straight enough. Oh, good. People want to try it because I always get excited to see what people post in our Facebook group. We should tell people about our Facebook group now, Tom. We have a Facebook group. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. So check it out and come and join us. Everybody over there is sharing all their Gina K Designs card projects. And if you make a card using this technique, I'd love to see it. I know Tom would love to see it too. I'm constantly saying, here, Tom, come here, quick, look at this with my phone. You got to see this card somebody made. You got to see this card. I'm always showing Tom the cards because our Facebook group, we have so many talented card makers in there. And there's card makers of all different skill levels and really, really supportive, fun groups. So if you're thinking about joining, all you have to do is answer the 3 security questions. That way we know that you're not a robot. And then just agree to the rules, which are that you're only going to show your Gina K Designs projects, and then come join us. So I could use these, which are our iridescent dots, and we could pick a few iridescent dots that would work. These green ones would look really cool on this card. These are great because they have that little hint of green in there. We don't need a lot of them. We just need a couple of them. Yeah, we can just put a couple of them. Is that too? It might be too green.
So Gina, with this kind of technique, could you make the area where the ink, like, make them larger and then masks them off and do wood graining with different colors in each one?
Sure.
And you can wood grain with the masking magic?
Yeah, you definitely could do that. That'd be super cool.
You know, if you did a gray and a turquoise and maybe even a black. And
that'd be very fun. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a couple of these greenies in here. So you can see it reflects the green. But there's also purple ones, you know, so you could use this purple if you wanted. It's got a little purple. You could use the blue ones if you wanted to add a little bit of blue in here. You could mix some of that in. That would actually be pretty. I'm going to add 2 more.
Question from Gina, what master layout is the black mat from?
Master Layouts 2. So Master Layouts 2 did the stitched panel and also the black panel. I had to put a couple more. And I'm using the Connect matte glue. All right, so now we've got both blue and green in there. I think that's fun. I love the iridescent dots. Now for this one, I don't know, maybe yellow? There's a yellow here. That would be fun. We'll just do a couple of yellow ones. And we'll put them like in the orange areas so that they reflect in there a little bit. So we'll just add those. Yeah, the Connect Matte is nice because if you put too much down and then you know, it squeezes out from underneath, or if you're gluing die cuts together and you have like a little mishap, it's not shiny. It just dries completely matte, which is really nice. I don't think we need a whole lot on that one, but just a little bit of reflection there is nice. There's also some pink ones in here, and there's some other colors too. The iridescent dots, there's also pastel dots, and those are nice too. They don't have quite as much of an iridescent shine to them, but they're still shiny. They're more flat color though, without that like holographic thing going. All right, so there we go. There's our happy birthday card, very fun. And here is our so very grateful card. Yeah, and let me show you this other card that I made. So this was the one I showed on release party night. I did it on an angle coming in this way, and I stamped just in the white space. So there's not a lot of white space to stamp on here. I could go up here, but I don't feel like that'd be very balanced. But on this card, I stamped the greeting right there. And one little hint, if you want to do it this way, stamp your greeting first. This way you're going to know where to stop your masking magic, and you won't kind of get it in the way. So there's another one. And then also with this same set, if you didn't want to do all the segments, you could do something simple. You could cut the masking magic out with the circle and just do that simple ink blend that we talked about earlier. And then using this image from the set, and I just did a lot of little iridescent dots on there. So this is a very simple layout. Probably not enough to make a whole video, but certainly a very fun card, easy card if you need just something quick. This would also be a really nice like sympathy card. Maybe put a little less bling on it, and it's just a very peaceful looking card. So that's a bunch of cards made with the Courtyard Silhouettes stamp set, with all these fun greetings. I love the greetings. And then I did add autumn silhouettes right in here so that you could just see a different silhouette stamp set in case you have something different that you're working with, that you definitely can get some cool effects even if you don't have this new stamp set. But if you like these greetings, this kit is such a good value. Because just this stamp and die set alone is this one here. If you get the stamp and die bundle, it's close to $50. And this whole kit is $69.95. And you get 3 stamp sets and 3 die sets and that 3D embossing folder that we made this card with and this card with. And you get this other stamp set that we made this card with. And you get this stamp set that does these greetings. So it's such a great value. And there are still a few left. There's not many, though. It is getting very limited. And the problem is that 3D embossing folder, if you really like that one, it's going to take 5 or 6 months to get it back in because those take a really long time to manufacture. So just check it out on the website and see what you think. I don't want anybody to miss out. I always feel bad when people say, oh, I missed it. So I like to let you know at least when it's running a little bit low if it's on your wish list. All right. Well, this was so much fun today. Tom, which is your favorite?
Well, I'm having fun with the lime green.
The lime green one. This one here.
And that's
And this is the Applemint.
I love the movement or the suspension of the one thinking of you. It looks like they could all fall, but they don't.
Yeah, they could all just fall off like
puzzle pieces.
puzzle
Something
pieces.
about that is like suspense. And then thinking of you, the other one is very calming.
Yeah.
So love them all. It's tough.
This one's mystical. I feel like this one looks kind of like mystical.
Or cinematic.
Like a magical forest.
Cinematic even.
Yeah. Or a little bit Renaissance. Like the Ren Fair. I don't know. I like the font on this. I feel like it's very
And then you got the That Girl 60s vibe going with the
with this one.
Yeah.
Definitely. Little Partridge Family also.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so much fun. Well, a big shout out to Brianne Loveland for helping us out tonight. We appreciate all that you do for us, Brianne. Thank you for linking everything for everybody. But if you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find everything that we used tonight on our website at ginakdesigns.com. And if you're new here, we're going to give away a gift card, so if you haven't dropped a comment in the chat, go ahead and do that because that enters you into winning a $15 Gina K Designs gift card, and they never expire, so you can use them whenever you want. But if you're new here, also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you also want to like the video, that helps. But hit the subscribe button and all notifications so you never miss another video. All right, well, let's give away a gift card, Tom.
Okay, here we go. Get our drummer going.
Okay.
Tonight's winner is Jennifer Mancini, or Mancini in Italiano.
Yeah, Jennifer, congratulations. You are our winner. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we'll get that gift card emailed right out to you. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This was so much fun. I always have so much fun with you guys. Tom does too. And we appreciate you giving up your Tuesday night to spend a little bit of time with us. Tom and I will be back on Thursday with another Stampin' Chat Live, and we hope you'll join us for our Crafternoon Live. That's at noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be making, I might have something special to show you. Something fun and new. Oh, and where's Zeus? Is he in there? Is he sleeping in there, Tom?
Yes.
Aw. I might have something very fun and special to show you on Thursday. So I hope you'll join us for that. And then on Friday, just so that you know, you can mark your calendar, I'm going to be going live with Simon Says Stamp. And that is going to be at 11 o'clock Central Time, noon Eastern. So I'll share all of that in our Facebook group so that you guys know. And also on my post tab here on my YouTube channel. So for those friends that don't do Facebook, but you're here on YouTube, you'll get that notification too. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had a good time tonight. Stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.